Welcome to today's show. We've got a very special guest here, Cole Smith, national champion, 165-pounder, won it up in Wichita last weekend. Cole, congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's first kind of talk about your road to getting to Cumberland. I've heard it from different stories. Coach Hicks kind of told me bits and pieces. Coach Hunt's told me bits and pieces, so I want to hear your side.
So, probably like a week or two before they cut the program in Old Dominion, I had put myself in the portal. My grandpa at the time, from here, Tennessee, super big baseball guy, was just hitting up everyone who we were first kind of like getting contacting with when I was like a senior, junior in high school. So he hit up Coach Jeff from Reinhardt, and then he hit up Coach Hunt here from Cumberland, and he was like, "Yeah, hey, like my son, he's in the transfer portal. I don't know if you still have a wrestling program or not, but like if you could just like mention something to like the wrestling coach." And so he did.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coach Hunt uh, comes to me. He's like, "Yeah, this guy." He calls me, and then he goes like, "Yeah, this guy I know him really well, a baseball guy." And he's like, "And I don't know nothing about wrestling, so I don't know how good he is. I'm just passing the information along." So usually you get something like that. It's probably not um, uh, like a prospect like Cole.
Yeah.
So he gives me the information, you know, and I look it up, and then I'm like instantly surprised,
Yeah.
like, "Oh shoot, he's pretty good. He's pretty good." So even though sometimes it's a D1 transfer, but it could still just be a pretty decent guy. But we looked it up. I'm looking him up. I'm watching videos, and I'm like, "Oh shoot, Coach Hunt's got one here." So so yeah, then the rest is history. We got to work, and we was able to get him here. So.
Cole, let's rewind the clock a little bit. Let's start with last year, your first year here at Cumberland, where you finished third in the national tournament, right?
Yep.
One loss that you
Yeah.
avenged this year. How did that propel you to your thought process this offseason and your grind that you took into to this year?
Well, once I lost in the quarters last year, it was pretty aggravating because my goal was to be a
Yeah.
first ever 5-time national champ.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, well, that dream's gone now, so just got to get 4 now. So even after winning it this year, it was just like a better feeling because, like, man, like I knew like I was the best kid in that bracket last year, like hands down. Because
Yeah.
the kid I beat, well, the kid ended up winning at my weight class. I beat 12-4
Yeah,
here.
you majored him, the kid from Southeastern.
Yeah, it was just like, okay, like I'm like told myself I'm like the real champion, even though I'm standing on third place. Like whether or not everyone else knows it at my bracket, like I told myself that was me.
And then at the start of this year, we had some open tournaments that we went into. And after the Georgia Open, I remember texting Coach Hicks. I was like, man, Cole's just getting kids right now. He's beating like 5 D1 kids
Yeah.
and all this stuff. So that led into obviously the tournament run. And I mean, starting in the tournament, you get your draw, you pin the first 2 guys, you get to the semis, you win that, and then the national championship. I want to get into that because we were watching from here and we got a little nervous. First period, at the end of the first, it's 8-0, Marty Margolis.
Yeah.
Talk about that first period.
So I wasn't sure how exactly he was gonna get like his offensive sling attacks. I wasn't sure if he was gonna go like front heads or underhooks. Because I didn't really like. It was the only match probably with him I didn't like go back and watch film on.
Yeah.
Actually, he was probably the only kid I didn't. Not that I didn't think he was going to be there, but I didn't feel like overly like super worried about. Just from like when I was wrestling him, because I knew like before when I wrestled him like on his feet, like I was getting to his legs pretty easy. I just couldn't finish at the time. So that's why on our feet I felt pretty comfortable. Well, he went right to the tie up and then like kind of broke free from a little bit and just went right to the low ankle, and I was just like, okay. Like at first I was gonna go into his pressure, just like try to sprawl out, but he had like already was starting to lift and just like staying low. So I was like, I just got to go on my butt here and just pretty much stay like in a ball. I thought they were gonna call the stalemate a little bit sooner, but they didn't. He ended up finishing the takedown. I was like, all right, I got to get one now. It's just one takedown. Like I've been down worse before. So as I was trying to get up, I was trying to like work for a stolen call too. So like I stood on my feet for a little bit. Started counting like 1,000, 2, 1,000. Like he'd always return me like right at the 3 or the 4, and I'm like, all right, like just got to keep working up. We got to the edge on the mat a little bit. I got to my feet, but he wasn't trying to push me out, so I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna try turning my hips away real quick. So if he does push me out, it's gonna like, hey, look, like he's just trying to like get a restart here. Like try to like look at the ref, like, hey, he's not doing much. He just wants the restart.
And Coach, at this point in the match, what is going through your head?
He's down 8-0. I mean, you never know. Uh, I knew he was a lot better.
Yeah.
But down 8-0. Of course, you're like, okay, here you're like, what we're gonna do here. And I was looking at the kid. I was expecting the kid to, his opponent to fade eventually. So I'm looking at his opponent, and it looks like he was starting to fade a little bit. So, um, now it's all about how is he handling this adversity. So I look at him in between periods after he's down 8-0, and he looks at me to say like where to go. He just got turned for 4. And then he says I'm going down, and I look at him in his face, and he's like not phased at all, and that gave me confidence. Like okay, he's about to. He's gonna get up. I started thinking like he's gonna get up, go down. He's gonna get out, and he's gonna ratchet up the pressure, which is gonna, and this guy's gonna crumble under it. That's what I started to think. So I was like, okay, he's composed. He's still ready to wrestle. He's got 4 more minutes. We'll be fine. But I had to see him, how he was responding to know that to get that confidence though.
So down 8-0. Are you immediately thinking pin?
No.
Okay.
My first point was just like, all right, you gotta get points back.
Yeah.
And I felt pretty confident, like on bottom with him, because the only time like he really scored back points was stuff that I thought that like I was doing.
Okay.
Like when he got the 4 count, I remember like purposely thinking in my head like, all right, I'm gonna reach back because he was super heavy like going forward. I remember thinking, all right, I'm just gonna reach over, like pull his head forward, and he's gonna like freak out because of that. He's gonna be on his back for a second. But as I was doing that, he just slipped it in half and just put me right to my back. So I'm like, all right, like he legitimately put me to my back, but it wasn't like, oh, it was like all him. Like, it was me trying to do something first, which is why I felt pretty confident just going back down. Because I knew as long as I just got to my feet, I was just going to get away.
Okay, so second period, you get the pin. What are you emotions after that? Did you black out?
No, I didn't black out. I remember thinking, as I was turning him to his back, I'm like, oh, my God, this is actually working. Like, I'm, like, right back in it. Like, I knew I was going to be back in it at some point. I just didn't think it'd be that soon, that quick.
Yeah, Coach.
Yeah. I blacked out. So, I got hops, so I got pretty.
Yeah.
I got up there. I haven't seen you didn't catch it. I was up there, and I had some height, so I got up there. Man, I don't know what I was doing. They've been making fun of me ever since.
Hey,
he hugged me. I tried to pick him up. I don't know if I even got him off the ground. I was just super excited that it happened, and like he said, I expected it to happen, him to come back and win.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was gonna be that fast.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was gonna be that fast of a turnaround. Like it was like a whirlwind of emotions. Like
as soon as I took him down, it was it like happened right away.
Yeah. So, but I mean, when he got the score, when he got the takedown, his opponent looked tired. He looked tired. So I was like getting more confident, that he was gonna be able to come back, and then he goes for the turn, and he went over. It didn't seem like it was much fight there when he went for the turn. So we were back in that thing, and then he turned into that turn, and he had his arm behind his back. Cole had his arm here, so he tried to turn in, and Cole then his lock didn't break on the arm, so he went pretty much straight to his back there.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
So.
Coach, Cole is your first national champion. You've had some guys who have competed, but
Right.
haven't quite gotten to that pinnacle yet.
Right. Yeah.
Reflecting on that, how is that for you?
It's just cool to get the first here at Cumberland. I've had some before I was in junior college. I had a couple there, but we get so much support here for here at Cumberland, and so many people are invested in the program. It's just cool to get that guy come in and finish on the top of the podium. That's like the next best thing short of the team finishing first. So, it's cool to take that step and we got him for a few more years and try to build off that.
Well, I mean, it's all about building blocks, Now,
Right.
You got to the national championship last year. You were able to win it for an individual this year, and then
Right. For sure. It's
hopefully
also
just keep
cool.
going.
I think it's also cool that it's the whole story's cool. It's also cool that we were able, I feel like, to get the upper hand on a big recruit based on the character of somebody like Coach Hunt. If Coach Hunt doesn't have the character and the reputation he has, maybe we don't get the call
Yeah.
first, and then maybe we don't, you know, transition that into getting him here.
Yeah.
You know, it would just be another team sending him an email in the portal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think it's cool that a university is surrounded with people, athletic department surrounded with people like Coach Hunt to the point where he's a baseball coach, but we can benefit off of it.
Yep.
And I hope to do that for somebody else someday.
Absolutely. Coach, you want to talk about any of your other All-Americans? You know, you had 3 others.
Yeah,
Do you wanna-
I think you know, the special one. You know, those other guys have done it. You know, Anthony Maya and Carter Cox, they did it. Anthony's done it several times. Carter did it last year. You know, the special one for me was Keyshawn.
Yeah.
You know, he's been here. Those other guys are transfers, junior college guys. Keyshawn has been here since his freshman year, working his butt off to try to get that done. You know, glad he decided to come back after the COVID year last year. He was thinking about just kind of hanging it up and finishing school, but we were able to convince him to come back for that purpose, to get on that podium. And I was glad he was able to do it. You know, so he puts in so much work. He definitely deserved it, and it was a great thing to see him get that done. And then the other guys, they, you know, it's one common denominator with all those guys that got on that podium is that they do the work. All of them, they put in the work, the extra work. They're in here between classes, you know, they're in here at night getting that extra work in, you know. So, and we preach that all the time, and it's great to see that come to fruition. What we say all the time: if you want it, you got to do the work.
Yeah.
And then the guys that do the work get it done. You know, so, you know, now as a coach, you can go back to your program and point at, you see those guys? These are guys you see every day. Like, you see Cole every day. He's a national champion. Like, and you see him every day. You see his process. You see his work ethic. You know, you need to, if you want to be a national champ, there's one in here. You know, you identify with that. You follow that example if that's what you want to do. So it's going to be cool to see that. How his success manifests itself in the team and their attitude, some of the younger guys, and even all our All-Americans, all the guys on the podium, like I said, they do the work. So there's no doubt to these other guys that if you want to get there, then the blueprint is laid out. You've seen it. Like, it's not something we just tell you, hey, you have to do now. You've seen it. So now you know for sure what you have to do to get there.
Yeah. Cole, you know, you already said that your goal is to be a 4-time national champion. You've got one other 2-time national champion in this program. We hope that you get there. We're expecting that you get there. You know, you've done it this year. You're going to have that target on your back next year. So congratulations. We definitely appreciate it. Did I miss anything?
No, I think.
You good?
Got anything,
Miss
Cole?
anything?
No, I'm good.
Anything you want to say?
I'll be here for the next 3 more years, so
Yeah.
I won't get used to it.
Yeah.
No, congratulations, Cole. We appreciate it. Good luck next year, man.
Thank you.